What happens when you combine a delicious croissant with a weapon? My original idea for making this weapon is to create something that looks like a croissant, since this is meant for the idea that the croissant is the final part of the episode for this series. Basically, I created a webtoon episode and it is part of Inner Bakery. Inner Bakery is my webtoon series where I talk about different people's struggles and how the baker helps all of them by baking them a piece of pastry. So I needed to create a croissant that combines weapons with croissant for one of the characters in my comic. Essentially, one of the characters in my comic, Hugh, in his imagination turned into Kuberman, who is one of the superheroes that he imagined himself to be fighting against a monster. And the monster is actually depression. So Kuberman has this weapon. Now, I need to design that weapon based off of the crescent shape of a croissant, just because I thought it would be very helpful for you as the reader to identify that this is what he's eating and the episode. So by combining a croissant with the weapon, I actually thought of the country first. So the country is originally Turkey. The Ottoman Empire was the one who was the first to celebrate the defeat of the Ottoman Empire during the Battle of Vienna, which originated in the late 13th century in northwestern Anatolia. So this crescent shape refers to the Ottoman flag. My inspiration came from Turkey as well, and I was thinking back to the way that they had the high-speed slashing skill on horseback. Later, I realized that the croissant-shaped moon sword came from the Chinese empire called the deer horn knives, which was actually 2 curves instead of 1. So upon further research, I realized that this weapon was actually a part of a character from the Marvel series called Moon Knight, and they used moon darts, which are shaped like crescent moons, to throw at their enemies. All of these ideas came from my inspiration of Pinterest, and from the inspirations, I decided to come up with my own version of a crescent-shaped knife. So the idea that the handle of the knife is based off of the brass knuckles, I don't know if this relates to just holding it would be more comfortable or the difference in size, but I assume that a light weapon would require something that is comfortable to be gripped by, and Kuperman can help fight crime and monsters with this weapon. So it needs to be quick and it needs to be very sharp and witty. So I thought that this would be a great weapon. So Hugh, as I was talking about, is a real character, a real person based off of the comic, and then Kuperman is his persona of a superhero. Also, Kuperman is in this universe similar to Superman, so they have a lot of trouble at school from the stress of school and tests. So to battle his depression, he has created this persona and personified himself as Kuperman. I also tried to give the weapon a brown color to match with the idea of a croissant, but I don't know if you can tell the inspiration. Here are the 2 panels drawn based off of the weapon on the screen. And this is my personal invention of the weapon of a croissant and how it works with this character. So I hope you enjoyed my ideas of making this weapon design and to see it in the real WEBTOON episode soon. So that's just a little bit about the background information of my design. So here I'm just making a line work with the symmetrical ruler in Clip Studio Paint. It's a really great tool to use just because it has a really quick and easy way to make yourself the design on just one side, and the other side will look perfectly similar. And so if you want a tutorial on how to use that, I could make another video about it. Just let me know in the comments below. So on a more, I guess, personal note, as an artist still working a 9-to-5 job, I recently have been using AI as a way of organizing my ideal kind of timeline. Basically, I've been using AI Copilot and ChatGPT to make myself a plan. You know how when you are wanting to become a doctor, or wanting to become a lawyer, or wanting to become an architect, it just seems like your parents know exactly what you have to do to get there. I think artists, we have a bit of a problem with that because there's no roadmap exactly as to how to get to our desired career goal. And I don't know about you, but I'm a really linear thinking person sometimes, and I really like things to be step by step. I don't know if my MBTI is INTJ sometimes, but it could be, or ENFJ, but I really do need that step by step. And so I used ChatGPT today and I asked them, hey, can you show me a exact no nonsense doctor style roadmap to get me to 1 million subscribers and 1,000 subs on WEBTOONs? And it did a pretty good job. It just showed me exactly what I needed to do daily and things to think about. I don't need to like plan anything else. I just need to follow it, and apparently it's going to get me to where I want to go. Because as you all know from the book Atomic Habits, I don't know if you've read that one, but it's by James Clear. As long as you set the habits, whatever is your habit will become your life. So I've been taking that into consideration just because recently I've been thinking, if I have been a person that kind of just works to be busy, which is probably true, but I want to kind of work towards my actual goal and not just be busy to be busy. You know, working just so that I am busy to prove to everyone else that I'm hardworking. And like, who am I kidding? Like, why? Just leads to burnout. So at least here, I'm working to make my dreams come true as an artist. And eventually I'll prove to my 8-year-old self that I could actually make money doing art and actually live a comfortable life working as a full-time artist. So that's been at the back of my mind, and I'll let you know how it goes. So far my schedule looks doable, and they actually told me, well, GPT told me that I should be working and producing videos every single week instead of bi-weekly, which I've been doing right now. Reason for bi-weekly is just more for me to not burn out, because I know that I'm working a full-time job, two full-time jobs, so I wanted to make myself not stress out. But if this makes me improve my career for YouTube, I might just go ahead and do that, speed it up, you know, build some momentum to prove to myself that I can do it, and Webtoons will still be bi-weekly postings. So yeah, good news is that they have projected if I continue this for 2 years, so until 2028, I'll be able to get to my goal of 10,000 subs, and I could finally be monetized for AdSense revenue. Now, I don't know if that will become true, but I think it will. I'm gonna manifest this into my life. Basically, the goal is to be like earning 10K a year or 15K a year based off of my art income, and then have my other job on the side. So eventually you know, I'll be able to fully be an independent artist. But yeah, if you want to follow me on this journey to see if I succeed, just stick around, press the sub button, and we'll see if after 2 years I actually get to this goal. This video will be my first recording of seeing if I can get there. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.